What's up, guys? You got Sturkules here, bringing you the team builder and my battle for the NPDL Week 2 against one of the new coaches, Daniel. Now, Daniel is the brother of Ball, a longtime legend in the league, so always excited to have more from the legendary bloodline here. Very excited to play him. He had to be kind of MIA at the start, had a lot of stuff going on with personal life and school and whatnot, but we're glad he's able to be a part of the league, be able to join up and get 2 battles in this week. He wasn't able to do his week 1 battle, so he did like 2 battles in like 2 or 3 days. So real trooper, like this guy already. Just if nothing else for that he's a trooper. But I was excited to battle him. You can see I've got my team on the screen. I'm gonna read off his team. I keep wanting to do my team builders ahead of time so I can show you the side-by-side on the Draft League site, and then I forget. That's just what I do. And at this point, I've got next week's matchup up there, so I'm going to read you off his team. Another thing that I'll end up doing is I'll start to do it, but then I'll realize like there's a good chance I'll change things on my team, which I did. Looking at Turt Warner, the Turtonator was actually initially Assault Vest, changed it to Heavy Duty Boots, so wouldn't have been a huge change before the game, but he's got Kurum on his team as kind of his big hitter. He's got Skarmory, very sketchy physical wall that's got some good recovery, also multiple types of hazards. He's got Galvantula for webs, another special hitter. Gardevoir, another special hitter that's a very big choice threat, a Calm Mind threat, but also can be Cleric with Wish Passer. Tentacruel, good rapid spinner, really good special defense. Water Poison's a cool type. It's a ground and poison, gives him Toxic Spike options. He's got Palosand, another good rocker, very good physically defensive mon with recovery, so that and Skarmory are kind of scary together. And then Ghost Ground just hit a lot of different things. It gets some good coverage moves. Got Virizion. Grass Fighting can be a physical or special attacker. Not super strong base stat of either attack or special attack, but gets Swords Dance and Calm Mind. So Leaf Blade plus Close Combat plus Stone Edge kind of hits like everything after a Swords Dance. So something you always got to worry about. Boltund, very fast mon. Colossal and Charmander. I'm laughing because it has their tiers listed, and Charmander's tier is listed as 2 weak. But it does have, it still did cost him 20 points. We actually kind of drafted that as a joke because he wasn't able to be there for the end of the draft. We wanted to keep things moving because it was a slow draft, and we wanted to finish it up. We'd been going for a while. So we just said, hey, draft him something, and he can drop it and pick up whatever he wants. We won't count that move against him. And he still has the Charmander. He hadn't dropped it yet, so I thought that was funny. So I really only had to prep for 9 mons. I knew Charmander wasn't coming. So looking at my prep, first thing we got Ursula Major, my Nihilego with Choice Scarf. Really excited to use this week, and this actually really does a lot of work on his team. Now, not only does he have some good Choice Scarf users, with things such as Gardevoir being a very good Scarfer. Kurum's not a bad Scarfer, plus Kurum can get up a Dragon Dance, get up to +1. So if we're Choice Scarfed, we can outspeed that. But being able to outspeed things like Galvantula and what else did he have? Oh, Virizion and Boltund, that would all naturally be faster and nice. So Power Gem and Sludge Bomb as a whole just hit most of his team. Power Gem hits Colossal, Sludge Bomb hits Virizion, Sludge Bomb hits Gardevoir, Power Gem hits Kurum. You need to hit Skarmory. First off, Power Gem's going to hit pretty hard because Skarmory is more physically defensive, but I have Thunderbolt for that. I have Thunderbolt for his Tentacruel, his bulky water, and Grass Knot actually does a lot to Palosand because Palosand is surprisingly heavy. So this could do a lot of work, early or late game, really just depending on when I can get this thing in. Obviously, I don't want to switch it in on physical threats, but on special threats, even without much HP and special defense, Nihilego takes hits really well. Just got to worry about switching on like a Psyshock from Gardevoir or something. Don't want to do that. But once we can get a Beast Boost up, we could really start potentially doing some work. Power Gem is pretty spammable against his team after I get some things warmed down. Turt Warner. So I'm bringing my 2 new Mons this week. I couldn't decide if I wanted Ursula Major Shiny or not. I went yes this week. That might change next week. You'll see why. So anyway, Turt Warner with the heavy-duty boots. As a rapid spinner, that's just really nice, but just taking away that weakness to Stealth Rocks with heavy-duty boots is great. I did want it to be more specially defensive because I just thought his team overall was better, especially. So max HP, and I initially had that amount of special defense for an assault vest to be as effective as I wanted it to be. Just a little defense kind of round things out, little speed to make sure I was faster than Colossal. I believe that was, yeah, who I wanted to outspeed. And then a little bit of special attack just to hit things a little bit harder. So I actually took off the assault vest, but I decided to keep the special defense just because I thought having quite a bit in there was actually pretty nice for taking some hits. Flamethrower, good stab to hit some things on his team like Skarmory. Flash Cannon was actually initially I was thinking about, do I want Draco, do I want Dragon Pulse, and then I realized Flash Cannon does allow me to hit Gardevoir super effectively, and that actually still hits his Kyurem super effectively as well. And since it's not going to be hitting crazy hard anyway, I thought it was better being able to hit a larger array of things. Scorching Sands was for his Colossal, which is a really good switch in. And then Rapid Spin was to keep hazards off the field because he has a Spike Setter in Skarmory, a Rock Setter in Skarmory. Palossand's a really good Rock Setter, and he had Sticky Webs with Galvantula, so lots of hazard options. Stormbreaker, my Zero Aura. Taunt did good on a lot of his team if he wanted to try to set up Sticky Webs, if he wanted to try to start setting up, if he wanted to try to hazard stack in front of me. Whatever he wanted to do with Skarmory, Roost, hazard stack, Whirlwind, etc., we could taunt, so that we're able to taunt a lot of things on his team, even possibly, potentially, do something like taunting a Kyurem from Dragon Dancing. So Plasma Fist's obviously really nice for hitting Skarmory, and really just hits his whole team pretty hard once things start getting worn down. Only thing it really doesn't hit is obviously Kyurem and Palossand, and as you can see, we have coverage with those with Knockoff and Play Rough. I'm trying to remember exactly why I had Play Rough over Close Combat. Looking through his team, and I'm thinking it was probably because Virizion could also switch onto Plasma Fists, yeah, or a Knockoff, so Play Rough would hit that super effectively. The 104 speed is actually really nice. That's all I had to put in to be able to outspeed his fastest Mons, which were Virizion and Galvantula. I didn't worry about outspeeding Boltund because I just had a feeling that Boltund wasn't going to be a huge threat. Boltund is a threat if you don't prep for it, but I didn't see it coming this week, and we could maybe even predict a Volt Absorb being faster. We had Shukaberry, because not only does Palossand have Earth Power, but something like a I gotta stop saying Ben, but something like a Kyurem. I can never remember Kyurem's name. Can throw off a Earth Power for some coverage. Something like Colossal could even have something like an Earthquake or Earth Power. Then plus Palossand, so I just liked what Shukaberry could do to be able to take a hit and hit hard back on multiple different things. So thought that was nice. A lot of HP, a lot of attack. This thing hit really hard, and I'm pretty sure I was an adamant nature. Like, I don't think I even needed a plus speed nature to be able to outspeed those things. So Zero Aura's speed is so elite. I absolutely love it. You can put HP on it a lot. You can make it a mixed attacker because of that. Just things I have to look forward to with that. Zero Aura's a monster. Stormbreaker, very happy to have you on the team. All Day Zong, the Bronzong, went with 248 HP. A little bit of attack because I did have Gyro Ball and Earthquake to be able to hit things. Gyro Ball was really good for both Kyurem, which this was a great Kyurem switch in, and also very good to be able to hit Gardevoir. Now, Earthquake was for things like Colossal, and anything else we wanted to Toxic or get up rocks. Obviously, we can't do anything to Skarmory, so that's something we got to keep in mind. Mostly defense, a little bit of special defense. The speed, once again, just enough to be able to outspeed if Colossal was speed creeping or something like that. So a little bit of attack, a little bit of special defense, but mostly putting it into defense and HP to be able to take hits from his physical threats. And even with these hugely defensive leaning stats, we can take hits really well from a special Kyurem, even something like a Specs Kyurem. The one thing I was a little worried about is if he was like Dragon Dance with Shadow Claw, because I think Kyurem gets Shadow Claw. If so, that could have been a little bit scary. Togekiss with 248 HP. enough special attack to be able to do decent damage, break subs on different things. A lot of special defense to kind of help be a special tank. 20 speed, just a speed creep. In case what was trying to... I mean, if Gardevoir was no speed, that helped. In case Skarmory tried to speed creep us. That's pretty much it. So not a whole lot of speed needed. A little bit of defense just to round things out. But Air Slash, Aura Sphere, Wish, Thunder Wave. I had 5 moves I wanted to learn to use. I actually really also wanted to bring Flamethrower because I knew Skarmory could switch in on me. I had to pick between Aura Sphere and Flamethrower, and when it came down to it, Aura Sphere hit both Kyurem and Colossal, and Flamethrower was really only for Skarmory, so I figured I had other things to deal with Skarmory. So I was just going to have to let that be, because I also knew Skarmory probably wasn't going to do a lot back unless it was carrying Iron Head, and if so, I had plenty of switches for that. Lastly, Salka, what? I started saying Assault Vest. Sokka with Assault Vest and Intimidate. That's 2 weeks in a row I've ran Assault Vest. Scrafty, it just really is so good, man. 248 HP, 228 attack, so it's still hitting things very hard. But even with that minimal defense and special defense, we're still reaching a really good base stat total for defenses, especially with that Assault Vest and with the fact that Intimidate is dropping attacks upon switching in. So Drain Punch, Knockoff, Poison Jab, and Thunder Punch just hit pretty much everything on his team. Drain Punch hits things like Kyurem, Knockoff hits things like Palo Sand, Poison Jab actually hits Virizion, and Gardevoir on switches. And then Thunder Punch for Skarmory, which is not going to do a whole lot, but if you get in a situation where Skarmory is worn down and maybe it like took rocks and I could predict we might actually be able to take it out before it can roost off the damage, just things to be thinking about. But the Thunder Punch also helped with if Tentacruel came. So that's the squad. Like I said, I initially had Assault Vest Turtonator. I was actually going to run double Assault Vest just because, like I said, I looked at his team and thought, holy cow, this team is really scary on the special side. And he did have things that could be mixed or either or, but I just felt special was the way he was going to go. So that's my squad. Let's see how the battle plays out. Okay, back at it. So I toss off a Wish. I think I want to go back into Turt here since it is heavy duty boots. Want to see if we potentially take a hit and can get a Wish back. He gets off a Toxic. Really nice play by him because I don't want that on Togekiss or on this really. Traces my Shell Armor as I go Scrafty. Not a great situation for me. This is not what I want to be against, even if I am Assault Vest. So easy play into Bronzong to take the early Moonblast. Actually did more than I expected, even though I'm not especially defensive, but at the same time, that's not much, so we go ahead and get up our own rocks. Now, Galvantula, I could have done Earthquake and done close to half, but he can pretty freely Bug Buzz, so I do just go into the resisted hit here with Turt Warner. I think I kind of want a Rapid Spin here, and he does go Colossal. Oh, I Flamethrower, okay. Just getting the safe damage, and now I think I'm going to chance it in Rapid Spin. Since last time he went Palo Sand, I just didn't think he'd do it again. Maybe not the best rationale, but he wanted to get rocks off himself. So now I just go for the safe Flash Cannon because something like Gardevoir or Skarmory could have come in on a Scorching Sands. So go back to Togekiss. He shores up, so we do see he's got Recovery. I think up until this point, I actually for a second low-key forgot that Palo Sand does get Shore Up. So really cool move, Ground type getting some Recovery. So from here, I think we're Air Slashing. Yeah, so that's decent damage to have on Kyurem. Now, Kyurem can have Roost, but we see here from this damage, even though we take this really well, only taking 32 and getting some leftovers back, we also are going to know that that's Specs damage. I was really tempted to click Gyro Ball right there, so I wish I would have. Could have potentially gotten rid of Gardevoir early, depending on its speed. That should have done a ton of damage. But I did like having rocks up, so especially since his Rapid Spinner's gone, so I like getting the chip, the residual. So I think here I stay in just with a safe Gyro Ball, just because right now I'm still not feeling super like I need to start making big predictions yet, just kind of making safe plays as I go, because right now I still got some pretty safe switches. After a while, I'm obviously going to have to get a little bit more, I can't think of the word. a little bit more making predictions. What's that word? Oh well. So I go Zeraora here, thinking he's absolutely probably going to double into Skarmory. I do have the Shuka if something messed up there. So I don't mind him going Galvantula here. I do taunt again just in case he goes for the webs, which he did. That was actually a little bit scary of a 50-50. I do have a good amount of bulk. Still wasn't wild about taking a Bug Buzz though with him having rocks up. But I'm glad it paid off. And then I go for the knockoff on his switch. Now he is going to live another one of those, so I go ahead and switch to Hedwig. He shores up again. Really good play by him knowing he could take that hit. So I'm going to toss off a Wish here. At this point, I want to start air slashing. We miss. That's a little annoying. Followed by a special defense drop, which is also annoying. But since we are faster now, I'm just going to start flinching. So just, hey, try not to miss, right? 95%. Let's not miss another one of these. Oh, oops. But you know what? That second miss, not a big deal because it's on Skarmory. So I had to foreshadow to the fact that that was going to happen. He does get off a Toxic, which I was afraid would happen, and I'm not huge on that. But getting off a Wish is just too nice into Zeraora, because now I can kind of come in essentially for free, because the Wish is going to get me almost all the way full here. So he goes Kyurem. I knock off again, knowing he's not going to want to stay in on a Plasma Fist yet. And from here I can just keep knocking off, because knockoff is always going to kill. So just in case he doubles here, I can kind of keep doing that. Not 100% sure about this play. From here, Stormbreaker did do a lot of work, but I kind of just get Palossand for free here, which I don't hate. Second kill right here for Zeraora of the game. Now Galvantula comes in, and I considered staying in and to just keep clicking things, but I thought, you know what? Nihilego can switch in on a Bug Buzz from this, which is what I think he's going to do, but I also think I've taunted the first two times, so my thought is, this time, I thought he was going to Sticky Web again, thinking he won't taunt it the third time, and he was right. He went for the Thunder prediction, which is pretty cool in front of a Volt Absorb Mon. But like, he was behind, he knew that. He made a big play. Decent amount of damage, but I knew my special defense could take any hit, and now I could come in and start spamming either Sludge Bomb or Power Gem. I like Power Gem because it's at least hitting everything. And I get paralyzed. That actually is a pretty big bummer because on a Choice Scarf Mon here, that does cripple it quite a bit because now it's going to be slower than Gardevoir, and if Gardevoir is bringing something like Psyshock, that's a problem. So I am still able to get off one nice Power Gem here. Gardevoir gets Beast Boost. That's a little bit terrifying, but we see 47% health. So realistically from there, based on the damage, I think if I didn't get paralyzed, Nihilego probably just had a pretty decent opportunity to sweep, which would have been cool getting Nihilego some kills in its first match, but want to play it safe. Knew a Psyshock's probably coming, or any type of Psychic move, so we can go into Bronzong kind of. Once again, save Gyro Ball while we're ahead. Let's keep playing it safe. At this point, I think I just go ahead and decide, like, I'm not too worried about, like, preserving a 6-0 or something, so I go into Turt Warner. Actually, kind of not thinking about the fact that it's just going to die to Poison, even though it could come in on rocks. But that's okay, because then it dies and Gardevoir can't trace. Can't trace my Volt Absorb here. So from here, Tricks a Choice Scarf, which is kind of cool. But from here, Plasma Fists is just going to go in. So we see that with the rocks, that's going to be enough to Plasma Fist onto Galvantula. And then on to Skarmory. Skarmory, I think, is actually going to live a hit. Oh, yeah. So this is kind of cool. So he lives with 6 because Skarmory is a beastly, bulky boy. So Plasma Fists, if you don't know, the summary says something like it spreads ions all over the field or something like that. But basically what happens is you get the effect of, is it Ion Deluge? Deluge, however you say it, which turns normal type moves into electric type moves. So the next turn, if they use a normal type move, it's going to become an electric type move, which is great for Zeraora, who has Volt Absorb. I've had this happen to me before. I think it was a few seasons ago when Henrik had Zeraora, and he used Plasma Fists onto a Weezing, and Weezing was kind of a bulky physical check, and I wanted to Pain Split. And Pain Split then got turned into an electric move and healed him, which was cool. So it works even with moves like that. It's not just like if you were going to try to use like Body Slam. It's like any normal move. So right here, he tries to Whirlwind me, which, why isn't Whirlwind a flying move? No one knows. For some reason, it's a normal move. And it actually heals Zeraora up, which was funny. So then we just get to pick off with another Plasma Fist. If you're keeping count, that's 5 kills for Zeraora this game. And then Turtonator got the 1 kill on Colossal. So would have loved to have Nihilego gotten those last few kills. But at the same time, that's 7 kills for Zeraora in 2 weeks. If you haven't forgotten, one of my goals at the start of the season was to do my best to get Zeraora to be kill leader of the league. Now, that should be a secondary focus to winning, but I like making fun goals. I just can't help it. Another goal was to be 7-4. We're at an okay start, 2-0, +6 differential. Another goal was to get Cubfu 2 kills. I'm sorry, Cubfu. If you don't remember, dropped Cubfu and Volcarona for Nihilego and Turtonator. But hey, you can already see they did some okay work today. Without that Thunder Para, Nihilego would have shown what it's all about. But that's okay. There's gonna be plenty of other opportunities. While this is here, make sure we're still recording. Kind of move my head out of the way a little. We'll just move it right here. That's fine. Just real quick, look at the standings for the divisions. Now, a few of these matches haven't been put in, but we were top of our division 2 weeks in. It's nothing really to brag about. But I got to point it out, because this might be the only time all season I lead our division. Like, I don't want to be negative like that, but I got some battlers in our division who are great, who are definitely better than me. So I'm happy to be ahead of them right now. 2-0 +6 might not last very long. But just seeing where everyone is at. A few of these teams have played since then. Like, everyone's got their week 2 matches in. So, like, for example, Regional Bird Alec is actually 1-1, I think +3 right now. So that would actually put him 4th in our division. California Cloudpuss Ball is 1-1. He got a 5-0, so he should be +2, which would put him third, tied for 2nd in his division. Cole is 1-1, -3 now, and Motostoke Overdrive 0-2, I think -6. So anyway, that would put Boston Bidoof, Connor up at 2nd right now. So not a huge deal. Once again, we're 2 weeks in. No one's in panic mode, and no one's feeling too comfortable yet either. But I do have to say, right now, if there's anyone who is looking really scary, it's a lot of teams, but Regal, a.k.a. tying his Houston Hacks, season champs last year, looking to repeat, looking pretty scary so far. And Zach, newcomer to the league, 2-0 +5. He's a beast. He's a great guy, great battler. 2-0 +5 in your first 2 weeks in a new league is something to feel happy about. One of those wins being over Cooper, who is just an amazing battler. And then obviously Henrik, the Norwegian sensation, being undefeated is also really terrifying. Once again, though, 2 weeks in, no one's like hitting the panic mode and self-destructing things yet, though some of us have already started making moves, but I was very happy with the moves I made. Real quick, look at stats. Right now, if it's going to load, right now Zeraora is tied for the league lead in kills, and I'm not even mad that it's put in 2nd right now, because the fact that someone not only has Walrein as tied for the league leader in kills right now, but 7 kills in 2 weeks with a Walrein, dude. That's wild. And that's just the heat you can expect from Henrik. Like, the other stuff we're seeing up here, not surprising. Lots of good electric types, but lots of good dragons. But you're not surprised to see Zeraora, Garchomp, Dragozolt, Tapu Koko, Azu, things like that. Cool seeing Nidoqueen and Auroras this high too. Buzzwole's a beast, Tax is a beast. None of those are surprising, other than maybe, like, I think Auroras is a little surprising. That's really cool too. How well it says. Oh, okay, I was reading it wrong. That's yeah. Cooper has used that really well this year, and then. But dude, just seeing Walrein with 7 kills is cool. It hasn't died yet, so right now you gotta say Walrein's the MVP so far. But Zeraora breathing down his neck, man. So, but been a fun season so far. Like I said, 2 weeks in, a lot of time to go. If we do, just want to go ahead and look at my team real quick. I'm not going to say anything yet about my thoughts, but this is who I'm playing this week. The Morpico Chargers, Yeezus, and his terrifying team. I don't even want to say what I'm scared of because that means he knows I'm prepping for it. But I really don't have to say much. Something I appreciate about his team already, he's brought everything but Rosalia so far. 2 weeks in, that's awesome, man. And that's what I kind of try to aim for too. Is I want to have an entire team that I can use. I've used everything but 2, and with only 10 mons, that's going to happen more. But that's the sign of coaches who know what they're doing. He's already used almost everything once. So scary opponent, going to be really good. He's 1-1. I'm 2-0, so he's going to be hungry to get back in the win column. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to hop on out of here. I hope you have yourself a great night. Be sure to leave a like, give me your comments, thoughts on the video, anything you think that me or my opponent could have done better, any plays you liked we made, what you thought of our nicknames, etc., etc. Gonna hop on out of here. Have yourself a wonderful night.